Crafty finisher around the rim. Played behind the guy that beat me twice for the MVP.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash. Solid shooting. That's another thing that's underrated. Keeps defenders honest, and he loves the open court. That's when he's really at his best.
The game's about to start.
It is.
I think it's time to go down to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Boston fans already at a fever pitch inside the arena. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And with us... Tonight, the author of the 700-page book of basketball, a must-read, Bill Simmons.
It's great to be here, and everyone wants me to rewrite that book, but I don't have it in me. So much has changed in basketball over the last 9 years. I got to redo my Hall of Fame pyramid, but I can't sit down and do it, Kevin. I think it's going to last.
How long did it take you to write that book?
It was 3 years of my life, and I was younger. Now it would just be coffee all day, trying to stay awake for it.
But a New York Times bestseller for multiple weeks.
It was #1.
Right,
yeah, it was
absolutely.
great. And it taught me that I knew people love basketball, and I think we've seen this decade as basketball has just blossomed into something much bigger than I think it's ever been. I can tell with the book, people like it.
This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Celtics. And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Miami Heat has established that high standard for fitness. Even Eric Spoelstra has gotten into it in his late 40s. The Heat coach says when he's working out, I'm in a different place. The physical, emotional, and mental benefits, I'm hooked. Kevin?
As hard as he works, great that he takes care of himself, too. DA, thank you. And, Bill, through your column, you became known as the Boston sports guy, very connected to your readers. Talk about the fan loyalty in the city of Boston.
Well, the biggest thing is the cold weather. And when it's cold, you really have to attach yourself to certain things. So in Boston, it's the 4 sports teams, and they get you through some cold winters and some 100-degree summers.
And those are terrific teams, too, aren't they?
Usually been good. The knock on wood, Boston's had some good luck over the years. We had a little dry spell in the 90s, but other than that, these 80s, 2000s, 2010s has been great.
It'll be the Heat off the tip. So here's Miami's starting group. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Kelly Olynyk is out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Adebayo in at the 5 down low. Pocket 6. Back to Olynyk. Second shot opportunity. Got a piece of it. Smart on the wing. He's guarded by Waiter. Nice shot by Smart.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation. Something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting it in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Well, they're passing to Adebayo. That shot missing. Excellent D from Cantor. Lobs it up for Cantor. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And the the pass to Butler. Good D by Williams.
That's one of those where you think you've got it, you relax for just a second, and then you're kicking yourself.
The Heat have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Here's Butler. Nice follow through on the fadeaway.
This is where Jimmy Butler really does his best work, when he can use his length and strength to full advantage.
Took him no time at all on that one. Williams has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Dragic kicks to Waiters. To the middle. Here's Olynyk. And stolen by Williams. Smart on the wing. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2. from the floor here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Waiters against Smart. And Waiters, here we go. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Smart against Waiters. Williams finds Smart. Phil, one shot to win a game. You can pick any player. Who's going to take that shot for you?
Kevin Durant. I think he has the most ways to get a good shot off. I always look at it as, is it a quality shot to get off? So he can post the smaller guy up. He can shoot a three. He's got the pull-up hezzy jumper, as he calls it. He can go to the lane and pump fake and do a little drop step. And I just think he has the most moves. Some people would say LeBron, but am I getting regular season LeBron or playoff LeBron?
Playoff LeBron.
Playoff LeBron would be my number one choice.
He'd be pretty good.
Yeah, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Regular season LeBron, I'm not as enthused about.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And as of late, they have not looked good at all. Actually, they've been dominating. And the worst part, they're starting to get down on themselves. Really need that one big play to spark some life back into them. For Goran Dragic. Last year, getting it done. He averaged about 17 points a game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star. Player per se, but he makes his presence felt. And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
Now here's Dragic trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Charlotte.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more. Second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. Bill, you know the Celtics so well. What were your first reactions when you heard about the Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen trades?
Well, the Ray Allen trade, I was upset because that was the 5th pick in the draft, and we had just not gotten Kevin Durant or Greg Oden, and it just seemed like they were treading water for 44 wins, but that set up the Kevin Garnett trade. And then it's like, oh my God, this team might actually win the title, and then they did.
And the chemistry between those three, including Paul Pierce, amazing.
Amazing. Not as amazing recently. I think it got a little less amazing, and there was some feuding with Ray Allen and Rondo and stuff, but in 2008, amazing.
That's true. And a title.
Yeah, one time. Should have been 2.
Should have been 2.
2009 was actually a better team, and KG got hurt.
And you can see they're struggling from the field.
Tatum's shot is off.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity. If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Now, here's Dragic. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Pass to Buff. That one a little long.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
Tatum wide open. He fires one. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Tatum's got himself on the board with 3 there. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Jimmy Butler is so aggressive when he's sprinting down the floor. Few defenders have the ability to slow him down.
Now here's Williams. And it's slammed in by Williams.
And jumping out like this, man, you automatically start thinking blowout.
Double digits in the first quarter. The only thing they have to avoid is taking their foot off the gas.
Here's Olynyk. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line.
Thank you, Trunks.
That's on Enes Kanter.
Jimmy Butler is on it. Staying alert. Finds his man breaking free.
The Heat shooting their first free throw of the night. And that one falls for Olynyk. Boston leading by 8. Here's Williams. The feed to Kanter. Williams can't hit.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
Bill, several of your books have been bestsellers. How did it feel to see your work so well received around the world?
I think I was really happy that the basketball book did well because I spent a long time writing it, and it was 700 pages. And when it got mailed to me, it was so big, I thought people would just be terrified of it. And, you know, it turns out,
they embraced the
yeah,
size.
I think they did. They liked it. I designed it for people to be able to put on their toilet or bring on an airplane or whatever they want to do with it. But I was always amazed that there wasn't a basketball book that tried to kind of group all these other books and some of the opinions and all the misinformation. Like the fact that, honestly, the reason I wanted to write the book was just that people thought Will Chamberlain was better than Bill Russell. And yet every single thing written in the 60s was that Bill Russell was better. And all the players would say Bill Russell was better. And when they put it together, Bill Russell's team won. So it's like, how do we get to the point where people think Will Chamberlain was better? So it was that and some other stuff that made me want to write the book.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. They went to Miami for their last meeting with the Heat and came out with a win.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively. And when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
It's one thing to play inspired defense in that situation, but to get in that kind of offensive rhythm away from home, phenomenal.
Celtics making a switch here. Hayward's checked in.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
There's Dragic with the three. That one doesn't drop. So the Celtics will take it the other way.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Walker against Dragic. Shoots from the baseline. That one off the back iron and out. The Heat trail by 8. Butler with the ball. Now guarded by Tatum. Butler, no good.
And tonight, he just hasn't been efficient offensively. That's a big reason why they're behind.
Dragic against Walker. Back to Hayward. There's the three. But they recover it. Cantor kicks to Tatum. Cloak loose. It's stolen by Dragic. Out in his own on the break. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
What I like about Jimmy Butler, he excels on both ends of the floor.
The Heat shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. First one falls for him. A different look for Miami. Johnson, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. ABC comes in for Waiters. And it's Justin Winslow in for Goran Dragic. And so Butler nails both of them. Bill, a top advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division, recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on that?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college, so I really hope it happens. No, listen, the world changes every decade.
I know.
And you got to change with it. And the reality is esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't we be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting, and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
Thinking about how much sports video gaming has changed over the decades, Bill. Can you imagine a 13, 14-year-old Bill Simmons with the 2K product? You would just be all over that, wouldn't you?
You have no idea, Kevin Harlan. I was there for every step of the video game revolution. I had a television and an Atari. I had Nintendo. I had Super Nintendo. I had all three of the first PlayStations.
You played them all the time.
I played entire Madden seasons on the treadmill when I was like in my early 30s. Try playing any video game on the treadmill. Try it and try not falling off. It's impossible. I've been there every step of the way. I am pro esports. Basketball, I'm jealous of the people who can play 2K well, because it's just, that sound like an old guy, but so many buttons and so many things to remember. I'm always so impressed when people I just remember all the combinations and stuff. I'm
like,
jealous.
Like your son does it.
My son
he plays
could do
it. Yeah, I know it.
But I could have done it. I know you could have. I want to take 1984 me out of a time machine and just give me this game. I would have unleashed.
Yeah, but 13-year-old Bill Simmons would like what 40-year-old Bill Simmons is.
13-year-old Bill Simmons would be amazed that 48-year-old Bill Simmons was getting paid to do anything. He would really be excited about that. Just that he wasn't living at home. We would have been fired up.
Timeout called the Heat.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
So Boston going with almost an entire new group. Williams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Brown is checked in for Marcus Smart. And ABC subbed in for Kemba Walker. Here's Adebayo. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. Now here's Winslow. He's covered closely, and that one is good. Bill, we know about the love affair you have with the NBA, and you've written about it for so long. Started with the $4 ticket in Boston with your dad.
Yeah, my dad bought season tickets for the 1973-74 Boston Celtics, and it was only one ticket. And I think it was $4 a game, probably like $160 total. And he used to carry me in mainly because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter. So I started going to games that year, probably sleeping through a lot of them, and they won the title.
How old were you in 72?
So I was 4.
4 years old.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember anything from that season. The first season I remember is the year later when they lost before the finals to Washington. And then the year later they won the famous finals against Phoenix, the triple overtime game. I was there.
Was Cowens on that team?
Cowens, Havlicek,
Yep.
JoJo White.
Yep.
And I was at the triple overtime game in the 76 finals. Was probably the most famous NBA game ever.